Well, normally when you see me in the garage sorting out boxes, that means it's time for a car camp, but not today. Today it is Sunday afternoon and I want to sort out some stuff so I can go in the car and film a couple of tutorials. And the first one I want to film is my top 5 car camping lights. It's actually more so the 5 car camping lights that I currently have. But first of all, we need to get the lights all packed up and then we can head out to the car. Well, clearly the middle of the day is not the best time to film a tutorial on car camping lights. So what we will do with the power of blackouts, we will turn this car into nighttime. So that's it, we're all set up so we can crack on. So I have 5 different types of lights that I use. Now, 3 of them I've bought and 2 of them were kindly given to me. So these first 3 lights I actually used for probably a good 12 months in total before I got the free ones. But the very first one I ever used was this one. So this one is basically a camping tent light. And I bought this because I thought at the end of the day, this was all I would need to light the car up. If I turn this light off, I'll show you what this light is like. But bear in mind, I haven't charged this one up. So you can see it does light up. And this is a very dull light because it's not charged. So what's handy with this one is that it comes with a carabiner and a little hooky thing. So you can hook it up on your car, on the things, like so. I'll put links to everything I used in the description. So the second type of light that I used when I upgraded from the camping light, the good old trusty LED strip light, it does come with a little remote control. So they have 4 different light settings: white light, blue light, green light and red light. But for regular everyday usage, the LEDs were perfect, and actually they do light the space up surprisingly well, and to be honest, they are so cheap you can't go wrong. That was item number 2. Now before I show you item 3, I want to show you item 2.5. Now item 2.5 are basically a selection of lights that I have that you actually could use to light your car for car camping, and one of them I have used once. So let me show you these extra 3 items. Firstly, you have this. Basically a big camera flashlight, and as you can see, it is super bright. Now the next item that you could use, I have actually seen some other YouTubers use this, and it is this. Now clearly the biggest difference with this type of light over other lights is that you are going to be focused on what you're looking at. It won't just be lighting the car up. And if your car camping somewhere dark, then when you leave the car, you can whack this on your head and you can light up where you are. So it is multi-purposeful. And the final light I want to show you from this little subsection of lights is this one. My old selfie light. It does work surprisingly well. They are the 3 little 2.5 lights I wanted to show you, just to basically give you an idea of the different type of lights that you can use. We are back on track, and that takes us to the 3rd light I then bought, these ones. Now these lights are surprisingly good. They are rechargeable lights, and to be fair, I found on one charge they would last 1 car camp. But the advantage of there being 3 of them means you don't actually need 3 to light the car up. They are basically magnetic. So what you do, you get magnetic strips that you can put around your car. So I went for 1 here, and then 1 each on the doors. And just to confirm what the lighting's like, this is basically with all 3 lights turned on. Now the lights are motion sensitive, so that can be quite handy when you're using them in the car, because clearly if you don't move, they turn off and they turn on. So that is quite a nifty little feature for these ones, although it's sometimes got a bit annoying. But you can deactivate the motion sensor part, so they're just turned on. You have 3 levels of brightness for the light. You have 3, which is this, 2 and 1. So this is my number 3 car camping lights: rechargeable LED magnetic strip lights. And that leads me very nicely into number 4 and number 5. Now these 2 items are both the ones that I got gifted to me by the company called Klarus. Now these items, I'm going to show you both at the same time because they are very similar. Basically you have the Claris CL2 and the Claris CL3. Now I'm going to talk about this one first because that one is the more expensive of the two. So the CL3 is their newest item. One I believe is on eBay for about £30. I'll put a link in the description for it. And the CL2 I believe is about £54. Again, I'll put a link in the description to that one too. Now if you watch my car camping videos, then you would have seen that actually the CL3 and the CL2 I actually use now for all of my car camps, and the reason being quite simply that I think they're really cool. Both the CL2 and the CL3 have 3 different types of lights. They both have an orange light, a white light and a yellow light. Now the difference is the CL3 that only has 1 setting of each, and you could argue it has a brighter setting of each one, whereas the CL2 has 3 different yellow settings, 1 bright white setting. The CL3 as well has this kind of weird nighttime help you sleep type of light, and that is this. So what this is supposed to be some kind of relaxing light transition. I tried this in the car when myself and my wife went car camping the other day, but she didn't like it, so I turned it off. But that's just a little feature the CL3 has. Now the reason why the CL2 costs more is because it has a number of other features that makes it super handy. So first of all, you have the kind of lantern effect, but each of these light bars come down like this. So when the lights are on, you get 4 different light panels. Now if you were hanging this up by the carabiner, then in effect you have quite a nice little light system. Now the biggest advantage of the CL2 for car camping, and to be honest it's the reason why I said yes to them sending it to me, because it's something that I know I can definitely make use of, and that is the fact it is also a power bank. Quite a good power bank as well, to be fair. So it has normal USB and USB-C connections, but clearly the advantage of having a battery bank in the light means if you are car camping, not only can you have a decent light in the back, but also you can charge your mobile phone, and I think that is a really good feature, to be honest. It is also a torch, and it has a hazard warning light feature too. So that was the CL2. Now the CL3 doesn't have any of these battery bank, torch, hazard warning light systems. It is, for all intents and purposes, a simple light. The only difference the CL3 has over the CL2 is that this end cap here is magnetic. So if you've got some metal in your car, which I don't, then you could hang this via the metal, or if you was using this for other purposes like working under the bonnet, then you could have this stuck to the bonnet shining down, or you could stick it on the side of the car shining out. If you're car camping somewhere on a campsite and you want some outdoors lights, then that does work well for that purpose. And whilst yes, I am using the CL2 and the CL3 at the moment, any one of these lights actually work perfectly for car camping. It just depends on what your budget is, as always. So I hope you found this video useful, and I hope it's given you some ideas. Until next time, take care.